Untitled Podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Today, I have a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
I'm A Burnsy. A lot of people say a Burnsy like it's that, but it's literally just my first name, Adam. My last name is Burns, and then I added a Y to it because a bunch of people call me Burnsy. So you can call me Adam or Burnsy or A Burnsy, whatever you want. I'm cool with it.
All right, thank you for coming on. Before we get in the episode, you guys remember to go like, comment, and subscribe. Turn notification, get notified for all the podcasts. You can go find us on all podcasting platforms at @Again Show. And you can follow Instagram and TikTok at Again Show. Now, since my special guest is here, it's time to ask him some anime questions. You're one of my favorite anime TikTokers. Me and my girlfriend send your TikToks back and forth every day. So it's an honor to have you. So,
I appreciate that, yeah.
Of course. So my first question is I ask everybody, how'd you get into anime?
So when I was a kid, way back, Saturday morning cartoons, because there was no internet. I mean, there was internet, but it, like people didn't have it in their house.
It wasn't prominent like that.
Yeah. But Saturday morning cartoons would come on and Dragon Ball would come on. I didn't know what it was. All I knew was this little dude with a tail was flying around on a cloud looking for some little balls to make a wish. The dragon, and I was like, this is dope.
Right.
And so I watched that for like 3 or 4 months, and then it just went away, and like didn't know where it went or what it even was, like how to look. I mean, there wasn't anything.
Right.
Then about 5 or 6 years later, my now brother-in-law said, hey man, I got this anime, you want to watch it? And I was like, sure, man. I don't really know what that means or whatever, but I'm down. And so then when he put it on, we were watching Ninja Scroll, and I was like, yo, this is a lot like, I mean, obviously Ninja Scroll is nothing like Dragon Ball if you've ever seen Ninja Scroll, but, animation-wise, I was like, hey, this is kind of like this. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's called anime. It's from Japan and all this. Like, it's really dope. And I was like, yes, I agree. So, then I started getting into it more. I mean, it was a lot harder back in the day when I first started watching anime. It was all like bootleg DVDs and, different stuff like that. Like I watched the whole Full Metal Alchemist on straight bootleg DVDs.
Like that and Brotherhood, or just the original?
No, Brotherhood was like way after, man. I'm talking about like 2003, like burnt DVDs that just said like 1, 2, 3 on it. And it was just like 3, 4 episodes per.
Right.
That's how we watched the whole thing actually, which was
because I think Brotherhood came out the year I was born. I think 2003. That's the year Brotherhood came out. I think.
Oh, that's Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood came out 2009.
Oh, so, yeah. That's pretty old.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, like you kind of start out really young, and then you kind of just, like you say, your brother-in-law kind of reintroduce you back into it, type of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was one of those, I didn't know what it was.
Right.
It was just a cartoon, and it was literally lumped in, like, I think, like Ninja Turtles came on after that. So it was like completely random. You
just thought it was just another cartoon.
Exactly.
All right. So, like, now that you got into the anime sphere, what genre do you think really, like, just got you hooked? Like, what genre do you think you gravitated towards more when you were younger and now?
So I think, I mean, honestly, like, I think every boy when they're younger, or anyone who just relates to the male spectrum at all is like all into the fighting anime. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But after that, though, like once I saw Ninja Scroll, which is a lot more adult, has a lot more adult themes, and I was almost an adult when I saw her. I was an adult. I can't remember. And then I started getting into like the real complexity of anime and like how deep it can actually go. Mm-hmm. I was much more intrigued by that, than I was like, I think Jujutsu Kaisen was the last like fighting anime, if you want to even call that, you know what I mean? That was the last one I really watched. I don't really lean towards it. I don't really care for it anymore. But I like the really in-depth, really like
story driven plot.
And I'm big into sad anime. I like the ones that really pull at the heartstrings and stuff like that. Romance is really good too. So
Okay, since we're speaking on romance, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is your favorite romance anime of this? There's one romance anime this season I think is really good. Nobody's talking about it. It's like I shave and I took
yeah,
a
that
runaway
really
girl.
long one.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
love that one. Have you seen it?
yeah, it's good. I'm not fully caught up
Yeah, I'm
with.
2 episodes
It's
behind.
over now, right? Like it's
Yeah, it
stopped
should
over, but
it should be over because it's ending in June. So it's June.
yeah. So or if it's not over, then it's really close. But yeah. So I started watching that. I need to get back to it. Actually, over the past like month, I haven't been watching any simulcast stuff. I really hate simulcast. Like I grew up in an age where we had to wait every week to watch and like don't anymore. So I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But now that I'm on TikTok and doing that, like I kind of feel that like it's a necessity to keep up.
Right. Right.
And I'm not doing a great job at that over the last month. But but yeah, I like that one a lot. Like the storyline is very interesting to me.
Right. And I just think it's so interesting because it's like I think I've had this conversation before. It's like the morality thing where he's like, he's 26, taking I think she's 16 or 17. Like it's kind of right to a sense like maybe she was getting beat at home or she was getting verbally or mentally abused at home. But like you're a grown man. So it's like, if you get caught taking in a like runaway girl doesn't look like the greatest.
And I think the fact that he is acknowledging that difference
Right.
um, is very refreshing because I don't think that they don't do that a lot of times in anime. You know what I mean? Like they'll just be like, well, whatever is happening this way, or something like that. But him just acknowledging like right off the bat, like, yo, no, this ain't gonna work.
Like he has what is it, self-allegation or something, whatever that big like
he's realizing the whole complexity of the situation. Like, no, this ain't gonna work. No matter what he really feels inside, like that, he's just like, nah.
Right.
And I thought that was very interesting because that's not normally they just
Would you be upset if they like ended up getting together or something like that, or would you feel like weird, or would it be like,
man? That's really tough, especially with my occupation. It makes it even
right?
harder.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it just being a story. Like I think that they could play it out in a way where it's not like terrible. You know what I mean? But I don't know if they'll end up doing that or
Yeah,
not.
he's more like a brother parental, like maybe like the big brother. Even wait, how many episodes? I don't want to say nothing crazy.
I'm about halfway, I think. So
Okay, never mind. Okay,
6 or something like that.
okay, I
So
want to say
I already see like how he's acting towards
okay.
it.
Yeah, so he's more like a big brother type of role.
Yeah.
I see that too. But I mean, I was saying maybe get together, but it might be a little weird. Some fans be like, that's creepy or something.
Man, people get weirded out about everything, and I'm like, it's anime. Like y'all have clearly not watched enough of this to know like this is actually the most wholesome of one I've ever seen. It's not just some random dude like fiending over some 12.
Yeah, it's not like a redo of Hillary. I know you about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like redo either. So
yeah, it's pretty wholesome, and I know I got a TM17, so a lot of my fellow friends are like, it's boring. I'm like, well, no, it's put the laser beams down. Let's enjoy some wholesome, going to the supermarket anime. Like it's just a good time type of thing.
Well, it's and I noticed this with TikTok too, because a lot of people that comment on my stuff. It's very obvious a lot of times. Like you can tell how old they are just by comments they make. It's like, well, that was boring or whatever, and I'm like, man, that's because you have lived enough life to understand. You know what I mean? And not to say it's an age thing, because there's plenty of people like you just said, like you enjoy it, but I think it's a maturity level thing, and like you're understanding, like, no, this is like how. A great example is Violet Evergarden. I meet a ton of people that are like, Violet Evergarden is fire and it's like good, and I cried through like 7 episodes. And then I'll get somebody on the comments be like, Violet Evergarden was boring, and I'm like, all right, well, like clearly you couldn't understand the complexity of these relationships. you couldn't understand, how much like real life this is, like just all this stuff, you know what I mean, that you can't gather if you're not at that maturity level, you know what I mean?
Right. So I think that's why I say like romance slash slice life animes are at they're more sensitive towards I think younger girls too because they're like girls will be a little more mature than some guys to understand it. But like me, like I enjoy it. I'm currently watching Say I Love You. Like it's only 12 episodes, but like I'm watching like eight things. So it's like I try to get to it when I can.
Yeah.
But like I really enjoy that. Like I don't know if you've seen the anime, but I enjoy it because it's like you have this dude who's like the most popular dude, and then he has his girlfriend that's insecure or something like that. And it's just like it's kind of cool to see like I guess both sides of like the dude who gets every girl to the girl that's like shy, insecure, maybe not as pretty as the other one.
It's more real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's it. It's more.
Yeah, you see that on the daily in school.
Yeah, that's way more accurate than what people you really understand. Because especially too, when you're like in school, like you're in this little bubble, you get out into the real world and it's not like that. Like, I mean,
Right.
you're not gonna, you might find a guy who is really popular with girls in school.
But that doesn't really matter when you go into real life because it's like y'all working, doing it. Like, you have real shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, yeah, it's a different thing. And I agree with you. I think romance, slice of life, any of those that are really story driven.
Right.
You do have to be more mature to understand those, or at least have lived some life,
Right. So I want to ask you now. We're gonna get controversial. What is the most? Give me 3 overrated animes to you.
Ooh,
any genre.
3 overrated. So my one that I go to the most, and people hate on me for it all the time, is Death Parade.
I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna say I loved it.
So I liked it too, but literally, like all of my people are like, it's a masterpiece and all this, and I'm like, it felt rushed to me. You know what I mean? Like it felt like the first 4 episodes were like bangers, and I was like, this is gonna be fire. Like I see what everybody's talking about, and then it just kind of jumbled in the middle, and then it just kind of ended on like this weird note, and I was like, what?
I was thinking maybe like they had a manga type of thing going, like maybe the manga was in. That's why I was on some like maybe manga wasn't going on, so maybe they had a rushed ending. But yeah, them first 4 or 5 episodes, heat. I give like a 8, 9, but then I just feel like it was rushed, and then it was just like you're already 12 or 13 episodes, so it's like kind of makes it a little worse. But yeah, it's not a masterpiece; it's a good show.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Like to me, it's a good show. Like I still recommend it to people, but I'm not like, yo, you have to watch this. This is amazing.
It was one of my first 5 anime, I think.
Yeah. Most people it is because it's short too, so it's like easy. You know what I mean? Like easy to digest. Another one, and I don't really speak on this too much, but Attack on Titan.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I agree.
Rated in my opinion. Don't get me wrong.
I've read the manga. It's pretty good. I don't like the anime.
I haven't read the manga, and it's basically because I want to finish out the anime. And I'll say like them giving us the spoilers here, them giving us the twist in season 4, and like basically, kind of muddying the waters and being like, well, who is actually the bad guy here? And making it more like real life. I really enjoyed that. But like season 3 or whatever, like I was like, bro, I could have done without this. Like this is just noise. And like that, I mean, like I guess some things happen, but it's still like, I don't know. I was just like, this is good, but this is not, it'll never make my top 10. No matter even however it ends, it's still not gonna make my top 10.
I think a lot of people, like the reason why AOT is so big is because I remember the verified rap Instagram that they were posting it, then it was like, it's just everywhere. Like it's literally like, you have ESPN making quote stuff, like it's really, really, really big, marketable. So a lot of people eat that up. And it's a lot of people's first anime.
Yeah.
And it's more like a sign-in type of thing. So a lot of even people like older, like as older as you can get into it.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it. And I showed my mom. She didn't enjoy it.
to me, it's the same thing. Like Jujutsu Kaisen is so popular because it is so marketable. And
Right.
like that's the same thing. I mean, to me, that one JJK is way better. But
Yeah, I agree. So.
but yeah, that's one. Ooh, a third one, huh?
Remember, these any genres, you can go from romance.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know there's some
Bunny Girl Senpai is an overrated romance one to me.
Bunny Girl Senpai, but see, I have some people that I know that are like, it's just okay. So then that one doesn't.
Yeah. No, I just saying like a lot. I think it's the cosplay. It makes it more like because on the TikTok you have a lot of people doing the bunny and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, I would say I take a note out of my boy Chili's book. Maid Sama was kind of meh. Like
It was okay. It was okay.
I was okay with it, but like people would be like, "Yo, that's my number one
Romance.
And and I'm like, there's so many better ones though. Like so many, and you never know, but it gets hyped up quite a bit. So
right.
There's a lot better choices there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think there's a lot of people, like I said, that first romance anime. So it's like, once you put, it's like everybody when they get that first anime, once you think your first anime is the best anime of all time, like Naruto, DBZ people, One Piece people, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
it's hard too if that's your first anime is, Dragon Ball Z or One Piece. Right. Like those are huge. Right. They have huge worlds to them. So it's like, yeah, place further than the universe is probably not going to compete with that, but
right.
It's fire. So
okay. For my next question, what are some animes you think that had wasted potential? Any genre for this one? You can give me 3.
Well, we could go with season 2 of The Promised Neverland.
Let's not even talk about that horrid show.
Holy moly, was that a dumpster fire? Yes. Oh my
God. I dropped it episode 6. I might go back. I like the intro, so that's the only reason I might go back and be like, you know what? I'll sit down and have it on in the background.
What I got to where they got to like the underground spot, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, you're
like,
good.
This is not anywhere in comparison to that first one,
Yeah. No, I heard a lot of people say like the first season was overrated. They were like, it was so boring and dragged. I'm like, you're just dumb. You're just dumb.
So my wife did not like it. She did not like it because of the sci-fi aspect of it, not because of the story. She thought the story was cool, but she was like, well, that's like sci-fi kind of weird. And I'm like, all right, well, I get that. That makes sense to me.
No, they were just saying like this. No, I've known people that like say like the story is just boring. Like,
yeah.
I was just like,
man, I'm trying to think of 2 more. It's hard because normally like if it's bad, I'll just stop watching. I'll be like, this could have been good, but it's not. Man, but I would say like a lot of sports anime could be like really sick. I'm trying to think of like.
I have a sports anime recommendation for you. It's a basketball. It's called Ahura no Sora. I don't know if you've seen it. It came out like Ahura no Sora. It came out 2019 winter.
And I definitely haven't seen it.
And it ended in 2020 spring. It's like 50 episodes. It's really good. It's realistic. It's not none of that Kuroko no. I mean, you might like Kuroko no Basket. I don't know, but it's like it's not as over the top. It's really more grounded, and it has a slice of life type of thing.
All right, I'll check that one out for sure. All right. For sure. Let me think of. God, I'm trying to think of something that. That's a tough one. I'm trying to think of things that I just like kind of dropped midway.
You can. It's fine. We can move on. I'll give you a few more seconds.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. That's a tough question. Because, like I said, I'll just stop watching.
You'll just drop it. Like, there's no point wasting time.
I'll be like, no. There's 700 other things I could be watching right now.
Why would I keep going on something? I think that's a lot of things where people would be like, you have to wait till 100. Like, no, if something's bad, after a certain point, I should be able to drop it and acknowledge why it was bad.
Yeah, it's not that hard really. Like, so the only thing that I would say that I almost dropped and I didn't because everybody said like don't drop it was like JoJo, because like JoJo season 1 is like garbage, and then like it got really good after that.
Part 2 was amazing. That's my favorite part of the show. Part 2.
Yeah. New York,
Yes.
or not New York. I don't know,
whatever it's called. I don't even remember these arcs' names. So, but yeah, JoJo's a show that you have to get past that. And then the art style's a little different. It's more a little out there.
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me too much.
For some people.
Like if the art style is cool, I'll be like, yo, that was dope. But if it's like different, then I'll just be like, oh, this is different.
Yeah. Like I know, like Tower of God, I didn't enjoy the story anyway at all. But like I know a lot of people that were saying they didn't like it because of the art style. I just said I didn't think it was that good. I would go read the webtoon, but you know.
Yeah, so I've read most of the webtoon, but like I didn't watch it because I was like, oh, no. Here we go. Back to your question. God of High School.
Oh yeah, that trash. Like, anime show was trash, but it had great fight scene, great all that.
And they went through like an entire like 150 chapters in like 11 episodes. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
This could have been really good. So that's one that I actually watched the whole way through and was disappointed with.
I didn't even remember the main character's name. That's how like fast everything. Like I really forgot the main character's name. I just know episode 1 tournament, episode like 5 or 6 were fighting aliens already.
Yeah. And then like some big hand appears out of the sky. Like, right. Yeah, that's another one. So,
I would say Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if you
Tokyo Ghoul,
like season
and a half is really good. 3 is garbage.
Yeah.
They could have done better with that. So that's a good call. Yeah.
Like sure. I think Tokyo Ghoul season 1 was like a 9 or 10 for me. Like I really enjoyed it because of the psychological stuff like that. Yeah,
no, even into the second season.
I even enjoyed the second season, but that third season was nice.
Oh yeah.
Like I enjoyed parts of the second season, but by the third season, I was just like.
Have you read the manga for that?
No, I haven't. I'm reading like 4: Spy X Family, Chainsaw Man, My Hero, and I want to pick that up because my man told me it's like amazing, and I should.
Yeah, so yeah, I've got a buddy too that was talking about it, and he said like, yeah, they explain like so much more and like why Kaneki makes the choices he makes and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh,
because if like I remember literally it came out in 2018. I was literally watching weekly, and I remember episode like 1. I'm like, okay, so like what's going on? Like he just ate part of his friend's face and walked in the snow. So season 3, you just see him like. As a CCG, I'm just like, yo, like
it's very random.
It's weird for sure.
Yeah.
But my next question for you is, how did you get an anime TikTok? Like how did you do
that? Funny enough, I was just talking about this earlier today. So I'm a teacher. I've had TikTok for like years.
TikTok's pretty old. People don't know.
Yeah, and I actually had it when it's Musically and then because the kids are on it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm a technology teacher, so I'm like, I need to be familiar with this, at least know what's going on, because I know other teachers are going to ask me questions about it, stuff like that, expect me to know. And so I was like, I would make like super random TikToks, right. Like with the kids and just be like, yeah, this is dumb, whatever, like, let's do this. Or they would say, can we do this? Or, whatever. And then, honestly, kind of as a way to open up my life to the kids, I saw this Weeb Stats, and I was like, yo, I'll do one of these. And it was literally during like Thanksgiving break. Right. I was like, let me throw this up there. The kids might get a kick out of this, blah, blah, blah. So at that point, I think I had 300 followers. And I was following the same amount because I was just, following the kids. And yeah, within like 2 days, it got like 1 million views. And I don't know why, because there was a billion of those things. But
anime got more mainstream over the last about 2 years, I could say.
Yeah, for sure. But I just didn't understand like why my one had shot up when like people were posting them at the same time and stuff, and they didn't do anything. So So yeah, then I pulled all the videos that I had, like the TikToks that I had with the kids down, because I was like, well, there's like random kids in here, and I don't want.
Right, you don't know weird, you don't know weirdos or nothing.
Yeah, because I got like, I went from 300 followers to like 4,600 in like
You're like at what 100K now, right, or something like that.
No, I'm at 80 something.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah. My boy Chili just hit 100K. Shout out Chili. But but yeah. So yeah, and then I took all those down because I didn't want anything weird to go on for that. And then I kind of kept the whole school part of it really out of it now. But yeah, so that's it. And then I kind of just was like, yo, I guess I should post more of this. Like people are digging it, so that's what I did.
It sounds like a interesting story for sure.
It's very random.
Yeah, very, very.
That's definitely how I think.
So I was gonna ask you. I asked like every TikToker I've had on. Are there like what is the most annoying part of TikTok? Is it the annoying comments? Is it is it anything annoying about TikTok? For you?
Let me see. So, consistency is definitely the key, and it's also the hardest thing to do.
Right.
That can get annoying. Like I put a lot of pressure on myself to be consistent and post like twice a day and all that, and that can be pretty frustrating. I don't mind the comments as much because half the time the stupid comments are from faceless people, you know what I mean, with like some random anime profile picture, and I'm like, dude, I don't care what you think. But yeah, and then I guess people trying to correct you is kind of annoying.
Right.
Just because it's like, I don't know. So it's like nitpicking stuff. Like, we're not like, you're not an English teacher or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, get out of here with that noise. But yeah, the most like stressful thing is the consistency for me.
Right.
I've been posting until last week. I was posting twice a day since December.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, and then last week I was on vacation, so I posted once a day for a few days. But I still posted when I was on vacation, and now I'm back to twice a day. And it can get like, you can get kind of stuck and just be like, yeah, I don't even know like what to do.
Yeah, with ideas, you don't want to seem like you're stealing other people. You know how they be.
Yeah, and I definitely like. I know. I mean, that bothers like a lot of people, and I try my hardest like not to take anyone's idea, or if honestly, like if somebody gives me inspiration for it, I usually tag them in it just because who cares? Like, but I don't know of any that I've just done the exact same thing. Now I know several that have copied me, but I don't know the other way. I don't think I've ever done it. Not purposely anyway.
Okay. So I want to ask you, you can work with 3 TikTokers. Who would it be? It could be non-anime related too if you want.
Oh, I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of like the big accounts like the Charlie and all them. Like I'm not really I don't really like care, I guess. If I was gonna pick somebody big like that, it would be like The Rock or somebody like that, because but I wouldn't even call him a TikToker because he's just using
So a celebrity that's on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't really count that as the same thing, but and there's a few like my mutuals that like my boy Chilindo. He's a beast, and we met through TikTok and like have a lot of stuff in common, which is kind of random. And so that'd be cool to work with him. Like if we got like a week, just got to work together, that'd be pretty dope. Who else? Let me think. There's Toasty Marshmallow, I think. That she like sings all these anime covers like fire. Hold on, I'm pulling up my TikTok right now. But I mean, she has no idea who I am, but like, yeah, she sings all these fire, like all of them, and sings them like perfectly, and it's crazy. And then let's see, J Smack would be hype. He's a newer guy that I follow. He'd be really hype. Um, there's another one. Hold on. Dang it, I can't find it now. I'll find it. But like honestly, like most of my mutuals, I'd be down to like do a lot of stuff with them. Electric Bone would be fun to do stuff with just because her cosplays are fire. So
I've seen her on my feed. She has some fire cosplays.
yeah, her stuff is really good. Dang it, what's Samurai? Oh man, hold on. Why is this not in order? It's not in order and won't let me search. That's dumb. Oh, there we go. Now we got it. Tan Jim, she's relatively new, but her stuff cracks me up. So
You're putting me on TikTokers.
Hmm?
You're putting me on because I've never heard of her. She must.
Oh yeah. No, I mean I think she has like 25 or 30K followers or something like that. But literally every time I see her stuff, like I start cracking up. Sunflower Samurai.
Okay.
Yeah, she's beast cosplay too. Like I don't really even cosplay because I don't like wigs. But I'm about to just start balding out everybody. So
do it. Pull the wig out.
Yeah, just not even care. But yeah, she does like really fire cosplays too, and seems like just a genuine person when I've seen her on lives and stuff like that. So.
Okay. So I want to ask you. I don't know if this is your favorite anime, but I know you really like this anime, and I want you to like give a picture of somebody starts anime. Banana Fish. What would you get? What would you tell people to get into this anime? Like, what would you tell them to expect, and why should they watch it?
First, I would say trigger warnings. There's just a lot of trigger warnings. I don't know if you've seen Banana Fish.
I've seen the first 4 episodes.
All right. So by like episode 3, like stuff goes down. Like right. It's heavy and it doesn't quit. Like it stays in that heavy realm the entirety of the anime.
Right.
So yeah, I would say a lot of trigger warnings. Like I would definitely tell people to look for the romance in it because there's a lot of pretty heavy romance, which a lot of people like to argue with me about. Like in comments, they'll be like, "There's no romance. They only kissed once," and I'm like, "Well, I know you're 12 because you think that kissing is romance."
Right.
You know. But yeah, so I would say that, and I would say to get some tissue because yeah, it's
yeah. My girlfriend, she finished it. She told me she was like crying, like it was pretty sad.
Yeah, it's yeah, and there's like multiple spots too, so it's not just like it just gets to the end and you cry or something like that. There's like key moments in there where you're just like, oh wow, all right.
And it's short, guys, so you can finish it to maybe like a few, like at most 2 weeks. I could probably finish it in a day if I just sat down, to be honest.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah. My wife and I watched it in a weekend, so
yeah, it's 25 episodes. Was that her first time seeing it?
Yeah. And when it ended, she was like, "That can't be the ending, right? There's like another season." Nope, that's it. Pow.
Does the manga? I don't know if you've seen or read the manga. Does it go past that, or does it stop there too?
So as far as I know, I haven't read the manga, but as far as I know, it goes to that spot. But then there is one. I think it's just a fanfic, but it may not be. But it's like where like Edgy is like older and stuff like that, and they talk about different things. And then there's reports that they're making like another episode, which I'm curious to know. Like, I don't know if it's going to be that. I think it's called the Garden of Light. I don't know if it's going to be that or what. But yeah, so I've honestly just started getting into manga really.
Right.
With TikTok, I had never. I mean, like I think I had read like one time, and I'd never really.
I think manga is so hard because like if you really want to keep up with it, it's expensive. It's really, like, it's like I used
Yeah,
to love getting, like, I used to read all the like Harry Potter books, Percy Jackson books, and those were like maybe $10 to $15. But like you're talking about some volumes were like $30, like
yeah,
35
yeah,
$50. So it's really hard. And I don't like reading on my phone. Like I'm old
yeah.
school.
I
I
don't
don't know
either.
why. I don't like reading on my phone, iPad, none of that. So it's really hard to get into that unless you like reading on your phone a lot or get used to it.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I don't like reading on my phone. I like to have the physical book and that part of it. And but like I want to read Vinland Saga, and yeah, each one of those is like $17. So I'm
Right.
like, I got one of them.
Yeah, I want to read. I want to read Promised Neverland because season two really left a bad taste. I know a Goldie Pond. I heard all this stuff, but it's
Yeah,
like I don't want to watch. I don't want to read it on this electronic device. Like I want to go and actually get it. But then buying like two books, I'll be broke. So
yeah, 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 exactly. Like, yeah, that's $20 basically just
yeah,
buying two books. So
right.
it's
So,
rough, man.
so
It's
I
rough.
wanted to ask you, like, what's it like? What inspired you for the manga, like background or wall? Is it like a wall like behind you?
Oh, so actually, um, these are all just individual
Hmm.
panels that I pick, and it's a closet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sneak peek closet. That's all my anime shirts.
Hey,
Uh,
hey.
but yeah, so honestly, it's just a bunch of pictures that are like the mangas and stories and stuff that I like, or individual images that I really like. Like I'm not a huge My Hero fan, but
Mhm.
this scene right here I really liked. So that's like
Have you watched it? Have you watched his latest season?
I have not. My son has though,
It's
but I have
pretty.
not.
It's pretty boring.
Yeah, is
Pretty
it?
boring.
Yeah.
To me, like
Uh,
it's another training arc.
mm,
So but I
yeah,
think My Hero is a good show for like younger kids because it's like it's like a anime Marvel.
yeah. It is like anime Marvel, and that's I think kind of like when I watched it. It was actually when I had ACL surgery. So I was literally just like laying there, and I was like, oh, I'll throw this on because there's like 4 seasons of it. But yeah, it wasn't super impressive to me. Like it was good, but like I'm not buying any My Hero merch. Well, actually, I have.
Yeah, I have a few of them. I have a few shirts, but what's a shirt
Yeah,
about?
yeah, exactly. But like, the stuff that I make is not that either because I make most of my
Mm,
shirts,
mm.
and so like none of it is that. Like I don't make any My Hero stuff or anything like that. But yeah, I do have that panel on there. That's My Hero, and then the rest of them are all just like ones that um, either I really like myself or like kind of has had some kind of inspiration. There's a few like collages that are just like random, like this one is like just a bunch of random stuff.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it's all piecemealed together. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, did you get that off Amazon?" Like, nah, it's just
People taped it, glued it together.
yeah, it's literally just like go to Google, type in like Vinland Saga,
Yeah, print it
manga,
out.
and then there you go. So
Yeah, print it out. Okay,
yeah,
okay. This was my final question for you today.
all right.
Give me your top five anime all time.
Top five anime. You want me to start from five or one?
Five. Go from five
Five.
to
So five is Vinland Saga.
okay.
Four is Samurai Champloo.
Okay.
Three is Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Two is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
And what's
And one is Banana Fish.
okay? Okay. Solid list. Solid list. Solid list. Okay. So before we get out of here, you can plug your stuff. Tell them where they can find you at.
Oh, all right. So my TikTok is just A Burnsy, ABURNSY. And then my Instagram that I'm really terrible at is just A Burnsy and then underscore TikTok. Um, there's also a link in either one of those that goes to like this merch stuff. Like I said, I make all my own shirts. So if you watch any of my videos or anything like that, I would say 98% of the stuff that I'm wearing is actually just stuff I made. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really.
Okay, thank you for coming on, guys. We had to reschedule like twice, so like after you watch this, go check his stuff out. Buy some merch, please. Before we out of here, you guys can go follow us on _Genshow on TikTok, on Instagram, and follow us on all podcasting platforms. I hope you guys have a great day whenever this comes out. Peace.
Yeah.